Talking Again podcast.
You think like, oh, I'm gonna rent out an Airbnb in downtown LA when it's gonna be a fucking party, dude. It's gonna be bad. There's a rooftop. I don't know if there's rooftop, but rooftop, whatever. Like that's what it is. I remember being to rooftop parties out there in downtown LA, and it was. I was like, there's no way this is allowed. Like all these people up here on the roof.
Of course,
you know what I mean. But we did it. In fact, somebody jumped off the flight of stairs and I think he broke his neck or something.
Yeah, I know. People throw a party. I went to an Airbnb where the guy threw a party, rolled on the whole table with his knife. It was so partied out. Rolled on the table,
carved all over your stuff.
Yeah, cigarettes on the table, on the couch. Basically, the whole Airbnb was destroyed.
Yeah,
2 beds, 1 couch, 1 living room table, one table. The small little living room. Everything was damaged.
Yeah,
TV was damaged. Everything. Thanks to Airbnb.
To the tap in. We talking again. Yeah. Welcome to the podcast. Might talk a little shit, get a little brash. Might drink a little bit, smoke a little bit. Vibe a little bit, laugh a little bit. Yeah. Hosted by Fidel.
What's up, everybody? This is Chris Maeda, Talking Again podcast. I'm here, another edition of the Tap in studio, or actually in his studio. We have none other than MrDabzz.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's staying safe. Getting ready for today's podcast. Hopefully it goes good.
Yeah. Is this gonna be the first podcast hosted in the C's Smoke Shop or not?
It's our third
podcast.
Yeah, third podcast. Yeah, but really trying to push it a little more so we can get more of that content.
That's cool. I like this setup because it seems like a lot of people before the pandemic, when they got a lot of foot traffic coming here, everybody was here for the photo shoot, right?
Yeah,
This was like the spot to do the shoot.
The backdrop, holding the joint.
Yeah,
it seemed like getting high to the top.
Well, first of all, congratulations on everything that you've been doing so far, and I know you're just getting started. You know, you're pretty much a young buck, right? I know you're not even 30 yet, huh?
We just hit 30. Yeah,
we just hit 30. Okay.
Yeah, 31. Yeah, 31. My wife hit 30, so we're both, in the 30 ages right now.
No, seriously, congratulations, man. You've done so much already, and you're just getting started. You're scratching the surface as to what you're doing.
Of course.
And you started young at 18, but
yes, we did.
The idea, dude, of having something like this, where did that come about? We'll get it right into it. Where did this come about? Like having something like this right here. The vision.
Well, you know what? Being 18 years old, having a job at a smoke shop kind of opened the doors for me, understanding of how much can one item cost if I bring it to this store and make it look really beautiful. So it just more or less of how you put the actual product in perspective, and once you see that, you get the idea. Okay, maybe I would go with them because of their style, their aesthetic. So since 18, 19, I started thinking about having different businesses. We started with our first business was a clothing store. Me and my wife.
Dabzz, right?
Yeah, Dabzz. Yeah, our first clothing store, and nobody's gonna buy a shirt on a daily basis. Yeah. We found that out. But a cigar, definitely they're gonna buy it.
Can I interject? I would say no one's gonna buy a shirt if they don't know what the product is about. Like unless it says something. If he would have started off with "Get to fucking work," by MrDabzz or something like that, maybe, right? Yeah. But like just Dabzz, like
coming soon. Coming soon.
All right, we'll get into that.
Well, yeah, right.
But I think that's where the hardest part right now is because I've done many giveaways for people that have clothing lines and stuff like that, and you don't see a big demand as to when I do a Dodgers tickets giveaway. Oh, everybody just overloads it, right? When you're giving away someone's product like a T-shirt, and a hat, you don't get as many people trying to get onto it because even if it's free, right? It's free.
Yeah.
But it's because they don't know the product, so that's kind of difficult. Of course, no one's gonna buy a shirt every single day. You're very limited to unless you're Nike,
Adidas, exactly. Yeah. But within time, if you do think of having a clothing line, I honestly think climbing a clothing line, it takes you 10 years to actually become famous. You're gonna put in your time. You're gonna make money here and there. Yeah, you're gonna lose money, which is like every single business. But if you stay committed and keep pushing for a full decade, you're gonna create something that it's gonna be like Nike. It's gonna be like Adidas.
Yeah,
just gotta stay committed with it.
Yeah.
And when you start opening doors from one section to another section, you kind of, okay, let me put the clothing aside and let's do this now.
Yeah.
So that was my problem. I didn't stay committed to the clothing.
Mm-hmm.
I started trying to open a business up and trying to see how I can create something different. And from there, it just popped off.
Yeah. I know you said you were trying to do a dispensary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my first dispensary was at 20 years old. I had a dispensary at 20 years old, and it was a beautiful dispensary. It was chill, it was small, but we had nice people. You know, we had really good clientele. We had good patients. We paid our taxes. We tried to get legal. When it came down to it, just corporate took us out.
Yeah.
It just simple as that. We pushed for 3-4 years, but at the end we weren't able to fulfill the actual demand of knowing if this is really gonna pop off for us.
Yeah.
Because we know I know how to do retail, but from the whole cultivation part and everything else, you have to put all that together. And you know what corporate does, they have teams that just knock all that off in one section.
Yeah.
And you can't put yourself in. I couldn't put myself in all those positions because I didn't know where to even start.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that retail was going to be definitely a go-getter.
Yeah.
So I stood to a retail store next to a dispensary. That's why I opened wherever I opened my smoke shop. I opened them next to a dispensary.
So you purposely looked for
a location that was next to a dispensary.
Dispensaries.
Yeah. Just to make sure that
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, the people that are coming out, it's an extra client coming in.
Yeah.
That you can possibly have.
Put a bar, you know, or put a titty bar right next to a bar, like, you know. That works really well. But I know what you're saying. Yeah. Or the taqueros goes right next to a bar because after the bar they go get tacos, right?
Yeah, exactly. You have to put one and one together.
Yeah.
If you don't put that, then you're gonna have to stress out and see how you can figure it out. Social media can actually pick you up as soon as really fast, which is really good.
When you linked up with the right people, sometimes someone will open up that door, and that does help, right?
Yeah, it does help. It does help a lot, and you know, you have to know that social media is the next wave that you have to be in. If you're not in social media and you're trying to do everything the old school way, you're gonna take a lot of L's. Guarantee that, a lot of L's.
There's a lot of people that struggle to get into that. You know, the making those correct adjustments of you got to get on there. You know, online presence is huge in any kind of business nowadays, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So,
yes, it is.
You know, when you struggle, when you fight that, you're gonna lose that battle.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's for sure. One of the things I was gonna ask you was the difference between a smoke shop and a dispensary. How difficult was it for you financially, as far as getting insurance on a dispensary or a loan on a dispensary, as opposed to a smoke shop?
Well, to be set in stone, to get in a dispensary, you're gonna have to know that a lot of banks aren't willing to mess with dispensary money.
Yeah.
Till now. Now you have certain private banks.
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago when I was in the business, 8 years ago when I was in the business, it was still the same thing. You weren't able to open up a bank account and transfer dispensary money and deposit dispensary money because it was still not federally legal yet. And to this point, I think to this day, it's still not federally legal.
But there are, I think, other banks that are willing to
there are
work
other
with,
banks that are able, private banks, private investors that set up this program for people that want to open up dispensaries. Now, the only problem is that if you open a dispensary in one location and you don't succeed, you're going to be taking a lot of L's because dispensary money, taxes, it's around 23%, I believe, or 16 to 23%, if I'm not mistaken, from when I last looked. And if you're not pulling in an abundance of crowd, you're going to be forced to pay a lot of taxes on product that you're bringing in and not selling still.
Yeah.
Because you're bringing in the product, you still bought it, you still have taxed it, regardless.
So you're claiming losses pretty much all the time, right there.
A lot of losses. Yeah.
I wish I would have done that research, but is a tax percentage the same as tobacco for
no
like dispensary?
No, tobacco is like a commodity, like just like alcohol, same thing, so same program. You don't have to worry about getting a lot more permits for it. Tobacco, you just sign up with the city wherever city you're in.
Mhm.
You lock in your tobacco and state license, your tax license, your seller's permit, and your reseller's permit, and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
With dispensary, you would need about a handful of permits. You would need about 10 to 15 different type of permits for alarm system, for security guards, for
Like
cultivation,
at the door security kind of thing.
yeah, the door security. Just it goes over. Yeah, it's just a different.
They make it.
different
They
topic.
definitely the feds make it harder and harder for you to
Yeah,
make money, right?
yeah, but there's a lot of different ways around not having a dispensary. You can cater to the actual customers that are coming out of the dispensary, and that's what we pushed off for. To catering to the clientele of a dispensary,
Yeah.
Your typical stoner, your typical pothead.
Yeah.
We always want to encourage the customers to come to this side. As a smoke shop, we might not sell apes or ounces, but we sell nails and blunts and bongs. So it's still a family that we have to work with.
Yeah.
And that kind of guide us to getting a higher income in our business.
When you hear of stories like I remember a few years ago, Tommy Chong was arrested for having a
Saying fight belong to Virginia, yeah.
Right. So do you ever have that type of fear? Now I don't know if you ship out out of state, but do you have that fear of them coming in here and just breaking down your shit? Obviously, I think now we're a little bit more, the game is changing, but in 2017 it was kind of still in its infancy of it.
Yeah, you are right on that. But now, since certain laws have passed and certain measures have been made, you're able to conduct business freely. If you pay your taxes and you pay your state fees. If you don't do that, then I would see you going into that position. As a business entrepreneur, I always recommend to pay your taxes no matter what it is.
Yeah.
If it's owing or if it's not, it's taking losses, you're gonna have to do them no matter what. Just because the feds or anybody that really looks into your business, once it starts making a certain amount of money, you're gonna get audited.
Yeah.
You have to always pay your taxes just to make sure that you're good with the government or the state that you're working from. They're giving you the area, why not pay your dues?
I mean, that's a perfect example. Would be like Wesley Snipes. Remember that dude got hit hard. He started, okay, I got to make more movies now. I think he just made another Blade movie probably, and he got paid. But it's just, you definitely pay your taxes. If you're gonna do something legitimate in the United States of America, you gotta pay your taxes. What do they say? One thing's for sure in the United States is death. You're gonna die.
You're gonna die,
and you gotta pay your taxes.
Yeah, true.
That's it.
Yeah,
those are the
true.
two things that are for sure, just for sure, right there.
Yeah, you are right about that.
Where did the whole? I mean, you're really young. Like, again, you started with this 18 years old. You said.
Yeah.
At that age, did you know that you had to have several forms of income to be successful, or is that something that came in later?
It came in as I went on, because my family, they never showed me what $1 or $5 could do if you invest it or you try to make more out of it. They basically tried to give me a good life.
Yeah.
They tried to show, okay, this is your bed, this is where you sleep, this is your house, this is your food.
Yeah.
Basic stuff that you need from a family, but not the actual knowledge of money.
Yeah.
How do you make money? How is money made? How do you sell? How do you pay somebody to make you money? How do you spend the money? How much percentage can you spend? I was never taught that as I was growing up, I learned myself. And I was growing up, I understand that I had a lot of friends that didn't know what they were doing with their money and how they allocated, how they spend it, and where they put it to. So I have my wife to thank for, because I was young and wild too.
Yeah.
I got wild. I spent some money too, but after that, I've learned that in case of an emergency, a case of something, you're gonna have to be ready no matter what.
Yeah.
The next business, you have to be ready. If you have a shark in front of you and he wants to make a business call with you, and you know that's a good business call, and you can't make it because you don't have the money, but you have the talk, you're not really getting nowhere. You can just probably get this far.
Yeah.
You can only talk so much.
There's a ceiling. There's a ceiling when that happens.
You got to be able to walk the walk. It's very difficult. So save. That's a key in life. When I learned to save, I've learned that I can utilize that income and make different incomes where everyone wins, not just me. Team members win.
Yeah. Was that something that you took a course, learned some stuff, or did you learn on the fly? By making those mistakes.
Yeah. I took in a lot of losses, but also taking a lot of wins. You always give it up for your wins, but you never give it up for your losses. It's never considered a loss. It's called learning. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. You're in it to learn. If you think you're losing, you're learning. That's all it is. You're learning how to not do that again. Because if you're repeating it, then there's a problem. Yeah. You're not really learning.
Yeah. When you're losing, you're actually winning, or when you're losing, you're gaining. You're gaining, right? Because you gain that knowledge.
Exactly.
And that makes a lot of sense. You had said right now, you talked about your wife kind of being that rock for you, like the one that kind of is guiding you and keeping you strong. You guys have this bond, but then not just like personally, obviously she's your wife, you're married, but it's business wise too. I mean, she's got her businesses. I know she had like the Bitch and Buds, right?
She owned Bitch and Buds, and she's a fashion designer. Yeah. She's gone to school for it. She's gonna be at the end. That's what she's gonna fall into doing, and that's it. But all of our businesses, we're 50-50. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is. We're 50-50. If I can take care of permits and set up construction, the build out, everything, she can create the imagine.
She's definitely the creative one.
Oh yeah, big time. She's an artist.
I know. I seen that you guys are coming out. I think it says coming soon. Is the Picturistic, right?
Picturistic at the Burbank Town Center. Yeah. It's gonna be really cool.
That looks like a really crazy interactive photo booth that you guys have going on. Where you guys have, it looks pretty crazy. You guys have seen. I think I've seen it before. Like other places have something like that, right? Yeah. But yours is like very. I wouldn't even say psychedelic, but it's very colorful, right? It's a lot, but it's a lot of like you can see the art. You can see her vision. Yeah. You can see it in those photos that you guys have posted so far.
Yeah, we have her. She's one of the main artists. But we also collab with a lot of independent artists that are from the area.
Oh, cool!
And are able to work with us. We have a really really nice team that knocked out the whole build out, the whole turnout of it. It's amazing. It's a big project. It's like about 4,000 square feet.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
How many rooms do you guys have?
We have different props in different rooms. We have 16 different rooms, but different backgrounds. We have 32 altogether.
Damn.
So it just doubles basically from one side to the other end. Yeah. It's amazing there. That's crazy. Really cool. We're also gonna be able to rent it out hourly.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Music videos, movie props, or something like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. We would definitely we're definitely open for that kind of stuff. Yeah. But most of our clientele should be walk-ins. There will be from the ages of like 7 to 18 that are the young crowd that's around there. Yeah, man. So it's a mall.
That location is like you guys only providing the props, right? Everybody brings their own camera. Is that kind of thing?
Everybody brings their own camera. They it's a 6-person minimum for a party. Mm-hmm. You can come in 2, 3, 1, whatever it is, but it's 6 max. Tickets are still being decided on how they're going to be allocated, how they're going to be dispersed. We have a website for it already. With that said, I think they're going to be time slots. You can be able. It's an hour time slot that you can go in there, do your whole maze and everything, come out. It takes more than an hour if you're really really photogenic and you want to get the whole shot. Yeah. But I've gone through the whole
angles and
with angles and there's so many rooms, so many positions you want to be in. it's gonna be a really cool experience.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited to see just like the trailer, the video promo that you guys are gonna record for that. That's gonna be pretty interesting.
Yeah, we have a really cool video. I think we're gonna be we're gonna be filming on the 29th or the 30th of this month. Hopefully next month we should be opening. I'm not sure what date, so to be continued on that. I don't know what date. The mall still hasn't given us the okay. Yeah, we've been closed for a year and 2 months now.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, and earlier I just said I went damn when he said 29th because I know that they have an event here and it's called C's Food Fest that you guys are hosting on the 28th.
Yes,
right?
we are.
So this guy's non-stop and always working. You got the 28th, the 29th, 30th. You're gonna be recording videos. I mean, it doesn't end for you.
Yeah,
like,
we
it's
also
24/7 gig. No?
Yeah. Next this Wednesday and this Saturday we have a pop up here. We're gonna have an art show. We usually have a teacher come and teach a class of 20 or 25. Because
like, canvas
art. Yeah, we had some of the canvases up, but we put them out right now.
Yeah.
But basically, it's pretty cool. It's about 2-hour long process. We get to paint. The teacher picks one. Gets to have the class pick out one painting.
Yeah.
You go from there. We provide everything. We also give out 2 drinks, and nice joint.
Nice.
So it's a puff and paint session. Yeah,
I like it.
Puff paint. It's puff paint and sip. That's how I remember.
Puff paint sip.
Yeah, puff paint and sip.
Yeah.
So
PPS, not PPE, PPS, but
yeah, right.
As far as PPE, do you guys do social distancing?
Yeah. We have to
because I know people are gonna be asking, right?
Yeah, we do. Everyone's 8 feet apart. The group that's in their own group stay within their own table.
Cool.
Because of COVID, we asked everyone to stay in their table unless they need to use the restroom. We provide all paint essentials, all paint itself, any equipment you need, your drinks. You all you need to do is go to the restroom and that's it. If we take care of everything, we don't want you to stand up for nothing. We make sure that you're taking care of your own personal space.
You guys have your own personal butler out here.
We actually have two butlers.
Yeah.
I'll probably be one of the butlers, the best butler around.
Yeah.
And another butler helping me out.
Yeah.
But we'll be the butlers for
so
the night.
the PPS, the puff paint sip, is that something that you guys supposed to say every Saturday or every?
We used to host it every year. I mean every month because we wanted to generate the crowd.
Yeah.
We didn't just want to throw a show. We want to generate a crowd, and if it's sold out, we'll have our clientele ready.
Yeah.
So right now we're gonna have it monthly, for the most part. But before COVID, it was going really beautiful. We had 30 to 40 people per show. Yeah. So we cut it in half.
It's a good turnout there.
Yeah, it's a good turnout. We cut it in half now. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. If not, call the smoke shop. We definitely get you a ticket if you need a ticket. I think we're sold out for this show though. But if you guys have any other questions on the puff and paint, feel free to DM us at the smoke shop if possible. At C Smoke Shop.
Yeah. You guys don't have a website though, huh?
For the puff and paint, we don't. For the
for like the C Smoke Shop.
For the C Smoke Shop, our website that we had, because of our merchant service that we're having, tobacco is very anal. So it pushes us out from a lot of different platforms. We were on 2 different websites. Yeah. And because of the stuff that we're selling.
Yeah.
That was the issue.
Yeah.
We weren't able to keep selling it. Just like Tommy Chung.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that we also don't get bit. We keep it local. Keep it small, but we also ship out around California.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it,
So, you said right now, keep, there's still a stigma. We've learned that. And one of the things that I had said in the live that we did is I wanted to bring back the education part of it. So we've already legalized it, right? So to speak, we kind of legalized it here in the state of California.
Yeah.
And then many other states are following suit. But the gap between public education for the substance, how far you think that are we away from that? Because you can get that education on the street, or you can get it publicly where everyone's on board and we're speaking about it and the actual benefits to this done in a correct way. Obviously, alcohol, if you can abuse it, you can abuse smoking, you can abuse any kind of food, you can abuse it, right?
Of course.
So done right, and if we educate people, minors mostly, right?
Minors, exactly.
How far along do you think we're away from that?
Well, I think this era that's coming out, because we have the problem. We have a huge problem with smoking for even minors, for teens, for 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, and with that said, we need to really think about how to emphasize the knowledge of this into schools. Right now, it's with the school system shut down. There's that lack.
Yeah.
So I think give it a couple of years, you're gonna have to really embed it into people's minds, and as more states get legalized, the knowledge will be proven. Will be shown.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to say, because we were shut down. Well, not shut down. We basically stopped selling vapes and certain type of e-cigarettes because of the 2 high schools that were next to us.
Oh, really? Zoning, right?
Zoning. But they shut down, and the zoning came up again.
Yeah.
And we were able to sell. We chose not to.
Yeah.
For the simple fact that we didn't want to have kids coming in, knocking. Now, with the new laws that came out, I think it's going out there. A lot of stores are showing that you can't sell certain stuff, certain kids.
Yeah.
We usually see undercovers come to our store, our smoke shop. Yeah.
How do you sniff them out?
You know what? To be honest with you, you really can't sniff them out unless they're blunt about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We've had the last one about 3 weeks ago. We had 2 police officers come and check our inventory, come to see if we had anything in anything that wasn't supposed to be here. Look at all the paperwork, and with that said, we were good. We stay by the law, pay your taxes, you're good to go.
Yeah.
You want to do grimy stuff, you want to do shady stuff.
Yeah. You'll get caught.
You get caught.
You'll get bitten.
You get bitten. But it takes time, but you'll get bitten.
Because I think it's important, because 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, they're gonna if they find a way, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, of course.
And it makes sense for us to educate them now. Same thing like with sex ed, right? It's one of those things where there's a form out there. The parents have to sign off on it. Otherwise they won't do it. I'm pretty sure something like that's gonna happen if we do start doing public education when it comes to the substance, right? It's unfortunate if parents don't allow a school system, a program that has it already, set, to educate them on something like this. You know what I mean? To me, it's important. Now, in that sense, when someone walks into your store, how far do you guys go as far as educating someone on like what if they ask you about CBD, if they ask you about the actual flower? Or maybe just the products that you guys have. Do you guys offer that kind of education?
Yes, we do.
And that knowledge, you share it?
Yes, we do. And all of our team members are all well knowledgeable and well experienced to explain to you what you basically need, what direction you're going for, and what benefits of the product that you're asking about can give you.
Yeah.
So yes, we do go above and beyond. We do explain certain stuff.
Like, you don't want someone to come in here if they don't really like smoking out of a certain type of a bong. Maybe they just like hitting the pipe.
Yeah.
You don't want them to buy this big $300 piece or
course.
whatever.
Yeah.
If
we can redirect them to a $10 piece or a $15, whatever it is. We can redirect somebody to letting them know what benefits do they have from smoking from a different apparatus.
Yeah.
It just basically depends on the person's lungs, the person's oh my god, brain fart.
Well,
tolerance.
Maybe the tolerance.
Yeah, because remember you took a bong rip when you were 25.
Yes, 25, and that did not do good for me, and it did worse for my wife and her friend. But
I one time I took a dab, and I'm not smoking again.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not smoking again. That's what I said. I'm not smoking again. And nope, I came back, MrDabzz. No. Yeah.
No, I mean, the edibles are the worst for me. I won't touch them anymore. I mean, Well, I fucked up. See, here's the part: education.
Yeah.
So we had somebody just brought edibles to the party, the bachelor party. I didn't know how to take them.
Okay.
I've never been taught. I've only done the bong, and they just had cookies out there, and I didn't know how I was supposed to take them. I didn't know that one cookie had 3 doses.
Okay.
So when I'm popping 3 cookies in my mouth, thinking everything's all good,
Yeah.
because I like cookies, you know. But it hit me bad. I mean, so I technically took 9 doses of that, you know.
Yeah.
And not to mention the fiddle faddle that I was popping in like popcorn, like if I was watching a movie. But you know, it's just something that I wasn't educated on it, and I went out there like a mental. And again, I wasn't even a teenager. I was in my 30s probably when I did that.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just the lack of education. So obviously that was a fault on my end that I didn't want to educate myself on it. I just went out there and grabbed it, you know.
Of course. No, there you do have that. You do have that ignorance of I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
And when it actually hits you, you get paranoid and you get an anxiety attack. Then you start freaking out. You just bring it together.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Bring it together because there is and always ask, because sometimes you might see something that looks so good, but they're telling you, hey, they're really strong.
Yeah.
You need to double check to make sure how strong. What is that?
Yeah,
you know, because I've hidden edibles where I've gone with my wife and gotten stuck in IKEA with the cart sitting.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's a terrible place to get lost at, right?
Yeah, of course. That's because there's
like
no signal. There's no signal in there either. Yeah.
Right. There's never signal there.
There's never signal.
What is
in
up
there.
with that?
Yeah.
What's up with the Swiss? Is that the Swiss, right? Switzerland?
Yeah, the Switzerland. Yeah. The Swiss. Nah.
Sweden. It's a Swedish product. Yeah, what's up with that? No service. But it feels like a maze. Even when you're not high, you get lost in that store. Imagine being high in that store.
Yeah. You do, man.
Yeah.
It's another thing. I know.
One of the other things that you guys were talking about, this is something that I remember from back in the day when I was trying to get you guys to come on the show back in 2019.
Yeah.
Was you guys have an Airbnb. And I kind of remember hearing something about it, I think when you were on the Driscoll Kids live.
Yeah.
Shout out to Driscoll Kid. But you guys started off with subleasing an apartment, and then from there you went and got another one, and you just kind of snowballed to having like a Airbnb business.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So we do have a website too where you can check out our Airbnbs. It's staybooking.com. If you guys are interested in staying downtown Los Angeles, we have three apartments in the Flower District, and we also have one luxury apartment on 8th and Grand, which is really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we started with one, not knowing the income and the knowledge. Wanted to just dip our feet in there.
Yeah.
Our friend that's in New York, he actually basically schooled us. This is what
they
you do.
They do a lot of that over there in New York.
Oh yeah,
right?
he has like 16 different Airbnbs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, this is what you gotta do, and this is how you do it. Okay, cool. So went to the owner. I was like, hey, we had the location already for one of our live studio.
Mm-hmm.
We asked him, hey, you know, we don't mind getting this location. If you have another one available, we get both of them for a better deal. He said, okay, no problem. You get these two. We said, hey, our business is not working out. Can we create this into Airbnb and get the third one? He said, okay, let's try it out.
Yeah.
So he signed off with the city to allow us to Airbnb. We took it to the city, and we were able to Airbnb for 2-3 years. We did a beautiful job just hosting.
Yeah.
And enjoying a bunch of customers, a bunch of clients from everywhere, all around the world.
Yeah.
I've seen so many customers, and 3 different apartments, 30 bookings a month. Sometimes it was hectic. Yeah.
You were full. No days off.
No days off. Exactly. We went through so many housekeepers.
Yeah.
Some of them couldn't hang. Some of them were just.
When you say they couldn't hang, was it like people just throwing parties? How was that? Like a mess?
I've seen it. I walked into a couple of parties.
Oh yeah.
I walked into a couple.
Well, you got
parties.
phone calls. And you're like, you guys got to come over here.
I got cameras all over my my place, and so when security cameras. So when you walk in, you get a notification.
Yeah.
And then you see 15 notifications in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You're like, what? How many people is that?
Yeah.
You know, so you check and you see all these people. Okay, I'm gonna go over there to my apartment and check out.
Yeah.
So I go and knock, and I open the door, and I see 30 people around the wall.
Whoa.
I'm like, what? This was beginning of COVID. This is like April last year.
Beginning of COVID? So when everyone is supposed to be...
Bro, I flip.
Yeah.
So what's going on in here? No, my goodness.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, you guys are out, please, everybody. Nicely, everybody, please leave. You guys know what's the problem here.
Yeah.
There's no fighting to get in here.
Right.
I was very, very direct with the lady. She let her son do this house party for his birthday. She ended up getting charged for damages. She got charged for not being responsible for her kids. Yeah. I was just amazed.
Thank God for contracts, right?
Good. Thank you, Airbnb. No, they're really good. Yeah, and I walked into a movie.
Oh, they're shooting a movie?
Full-on movie.
Yeah.
15 people along the wall, and they're doing a bed scene where she's pulling a book, and they're gonna read, and I'm just like, what? I walked into.
So the movie thing, because I know of people that rent out houses, kind of like, you know, like the picturestic, you know, maybe talking about renting that out for movies or video shoots. For when an Airbnb, is that limited to like sleeping only, like sleeping and bathing and or what do they say? Living? Is it living corridor?
It's a living corridor. So, depending on if you allow the customers. So if you have an Instagram Airbnb where it's known for going and taking pictures and doing that, then I definitely understand. But when it's just an Airbnb studio, and you really can't have more than 4 people in there or 5.
There's guidelines, no, like for the building, right?
There's guidelines. Yeah. There's guidelines because you're gonna have to make sure that you cover your end. Yeah. If something happens, if you have 7 people in one little room, and you get that one person to record everybody sleeping in there, and then they put it out on social media saying, "Hey, this is what they're renting to me." Yeah. Then you're gonna get deemed on that one, right? Yeah, you're gonna be yeah. So you have to learn all these little nicks and crannies, and I've seen people come in with one person, and they try to come in with like 10. Cut them off at the door, like, "Yo, I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen here. I don't know what Airbnb you've done."
Well, you know, you think like, oh, I'm gonna rent out an Airbnb in downtown LA when it's gonna be a fucking party, dude. It's gonna be bad. There's a rooftop. I don't know if there's rooftop, but rooftop, whatever. Like that's what it is. I remember being to rooftop parties out there in downtown LA. And I was like, there's no way this is allowed. Like all these people up here on the roof.
Of course,
you know what I mean? But we did it. In fact, somebody jumped off the flight of stairs and I think he broke his neck or something.
Yeah, no, people throw a party. I went to an Airbnb where the guy threw a party, rolled on the whole table with his knife. It was so partied out, rolled on the table,
carved all over your stuff.
Yeah, cigarettes on the table, on the couch. Basically, the whole Airbnb was destroyed. Yeah, 2 beds, 1 couch, 1 living room table, one table. The small little living room, everything was damaged. Yeah, TV was damaged. Everything, thanks to Airbnb.
Are you still? So you still have them though, right?
I right now we ventured off from Airbnb to having our private website now. Oh, okay. We do our own private bookings. Yeah. Reason why Airbnb kind of gave us a cold shoulder on one property. Mm-hmm. So we kind of gave them the cold shoulder on 2 properties. Mm. If they didn't want to give us business, and we don't want to give them our business. Yeah. So we decided to create our own Airbnb with our own insurance and our own liabilities and be able to cater to different types of crowds around the world. Yeah. So we have our own private.
And that's been working out pretty good. It's
been going
taking it in house. So to speak.
Yeah, it's going good. A lot of really cool people have booked through us, which is really it's amazing. Yeah. How many friends me and my wife have throughout the journey.
Well, you guys have been networking for a long time. Yeah. So, and I just saw you guys were on vacation not so long ago. So even though
we were in Puerto Rico, it was good.
Even though Chris always says get to fucking work. Even when he's on vacation, he's working though. Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah, right? Always gotta stay grinding, no matter what it is. Phone call away, phone call here. Yeah. We get something made.
Would you say that all that you've worked with all your multiple sources of income? Would you say that you're right now at a place where you're like financially comfortable, or financially, like, have this financial freedom?
Well, to be honest with you, to have a financial freedom, I don't think that would ever come out of my mouth. I am financially stable. That's a number one set. But to have the amount of finance to create and also operate, you're just gonna have to see how life goes, because one project might lead you here, but another project might open up, and you're gonna have to have capital.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that capital, you don't have that finance. You don't have that finance. You're not able to create. So for me to always keep venturing off and keep making new decisions, new businesses, saving more money to be able to get another business. My goal, my honest opinion, my goal is to create my own agency, travel agency, have my own resort, have my own
get your own private island, or what?
Have our own private island. Yeah,
that's what
we have a lot coming. Right now we're young, but it doesn't stop us.
Would you say that opening up new businesses and venturing out to new ideas, would you say that it's somewhat contagious, more like a bit of an addiction?
It's addiction.
Yeah.
I'm addicted. Our next project, we're trying to jump into it. We're trying to create some Airbnbs in Cabo.
Oh shit.
Yeah, St. Lucas. So that's our next project. Me and my wife have that planned out. Hopefully, but if you talk it out, maybe it'll come out. So here's another,
Well, that's what they say. You speak it into existence, and then you kind of
exactly. Yeah. So that's the next goal. And if not Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico's really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
We loved it when we went there. The only problem is the 6-hour flight.
Yeah.
Cabo's a 2-hour flight, and it's barely coming up.
Yeah.
It's not really out there.
Cabo?
Yeah, Cabo, St. Lucas. Yeah. It's just like barely coming out to like the hipsters.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the crowd that we trying to target.
Is it worth it though? The 2-hour, 6-hour flights?
Yeah, it's a 2-hour flight to Cabo.
Yeah, nap time, right? Yeah. That's cool. No, I congratulate you, man. I respect you for everything that you're doing. You're grinding. You're out there hustling. There's no end to this for you. Like it seems like you're just gonna keep going and going and going. Like,
of course,
it's that addiction that I want it. I want it, man. I want the world, Chico, and everything in it, right? That's
exactly. I want the world.
What's next, dude? What's next for you guys?
Man. So next, we talked
a little bit about clothing line. Get to fucking work.
Yeah, get to fucking work. So yeah, that's a clothing line that I have created. I actually have one of my team members, my good friend. He's the artist behind the clothing line itself. Me and him are gonna be partners in it, and so that's gonna help us. It's gonna help me kind of control the clothing line with his knowledge and my experience. We can create something cool.
Yeah.
With that, my wife's clothing line. She's about to do a next drop. Right now, since we've been having our stores about to open up, which is Picturistic.
Yeah.
We've kind of put everything on hold for that.
Yeah.
That's kind of our baby right now. When that opens, we can kind of go back into our clothing and work with that. After that, we're gonna try to open up a bar. So yeah, that's the next thing, a bar.
Dude, there's no end to this, you guys. This is an endless amount of ideas that this guy's working with right now.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that you're putting everything into fruition. So that's cool.
Man. Yeah. Always looking for investors too, guys. Always looking for investors.
Yeah. Was it right here? Sponsored by Raw.
Sponsored by Raw. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, well thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you doing this and the time.
Yeah,
so,
man.
If you want anything else, you want to close out the show anyway, go ahead, please do.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Hopefully everybody enjoys this little podcast that we had. There's more to come. Remember, there's only one thing to do is get to fucking work. And if you don't know, now you fucking do. Woo!
Yeah. Hosted by Fidel. Tell it like it is, only tell it real. Live every Tuesday, you know the deal. We talking again. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. We're talking again.